Hello, this is the second day of the series where I rank every single card in Clash Royale. Today I'm ranking all the rare cards. And sorry, I forgot yesterday, the Berserker, but F tier. Don't even have to say anything. It's literally like so forgettable that I forgot it in the tier list yesterday. Okay, now let's move on to the actual rare cards for today. Heal Spirit. As said with yesterday with the Fire Spirit and the Electro Spirit, is able to have its ability to heal cards after it was reworked into a spirit after the heal spell, but it's only really working in that one bridge spam deck with the boss bandit. That's really all I can say about the heal spirit. Ice Golem, also C tier, works in like a very select few decks, but really works well in those small decks like Hog 2.6 or Balloon Cycle decks. Sussy Bush, very underrated. People would usually put it down in F and D tier, but personally, I'm going to put it in C tier. I want to put it in B tier, but I'm not. C tier, I really like the card. It does a lot of damage. I feel it has a lot of potential. It's just that people oversee it because it always just doesn't really connect as much to the tower. Graveyard, D tier. You don't really see it in Lumberloon. You don't really see it in Lava Hound anymore. It's more so like a niche card that barely works. As a spawner, it has like that nature of not really working well in most decks. With the Dark Goblin, B tier works really well in bait decks, but that's really all it has. Without the evolution, it doesn't really do much. And the evolution is easily killable by the log, which is a +1 allergic trade for the opponent. Mega Minion, B tier also. It has very good defensive value, and it just is a 3 elixir flying card that has ability to just survive most spells that are around the same range, so it just can't be easily taken out like the minions in C tier. It works really well in like giant decks. Elixir Golem, put it in C tier because it's fine right now, and if it gets buffed, people will get angry. So it's fine. It works in the meta. I'm not really angry with it right now. They just shouldn't really touch it because it doesn't really work well. Earthquake, I'm putting in B tier. Pretty good spell. Does a lot of chip damage. Really only targeted to buildings as it intends to. Works really well in Hog EQ and Piggy's Archie Queen's High Goal. Really works well with the Road Delivery, Ice Spirit, Skeleton's Cannon, Archie Queen, whatever. Bomb Tower, C tier, works in the minor cycle decks. That's all I have to say. Balaram without the evolution, also C tier. Bridge spam is really the only thing you ever see Balaram in. Mini P.E.K.K.A. Put it in C tier. Very good at killing tanks, but it's actually D tier. It's too much cost. It's very, it costs 4 elixir, so it kills a tank that's like Electro Giant or Golem, but it's really that you only gain half, and you would have to put a cannon down and stuff. It's just really hard to use the mini P.E.K.K.A. and skeletons. It's very easily distracted by, or even like goblins. The goblin gang in S tier, obviously. The bats can probably take it out after it gets a couple hits on the other side from your troops. Battle Healer, F tier. You don't even really see an E-Golem anymore. It's not really that good right now. You try to use it, but it's way too slow. It doesn't heal up that much, but if they buffed it, it would make E-Golem a lot better. So you can't really do much with the Battle Healer. Just like the heal spell before it became the Heal Spirit, and it was just a 3 Musketeers thing, Demolishers in F tier 2. Just not really good in the meta right now. After the last nerf they gave it, it didn't really help the card. It really just destroyed it. Possible workings, they should have just not touched the card. It was in like a pretty healthy state. I think if they just reverted it, which they probably wouldn't do, it would make it a lot better. And like those mortar decks it was played in back in June last year. Cage without the Evo C tier. Works in bait. Royal Recruits split lane bait. Yeah, Royal Recruits fireball bait. Good defense, but with the evolution it makes it a lot better because it can kill the tanks very, very efficiently. Musketeer, B tier, because it's always consistent. Like without the evolution is pretty good. It's one of the reasons why they don't buff 3 Musketeers. A regular Musketeer is healthy and it works in the cycle decks like Hog 2.6, Balloon Cycle. I think there's some other decks out there, but it's a good common card and it really works. Furnace, F tier. You can't really say anything about without the spawners. It doesn't really work, especially after all like the hit point nerfs they gave it. So it's just very susceptible to earthquake or fireball or anything around the same elixir. It just doesn't do anything, and it can't really. The offensive pressure may like be annoying, but it doesn't really help in most situations. Flying Machine, C tier. Fireball kills it, but most other situations it gets very good chip damage, and it works really well in fireball bait. Zappy is D tier. It's a fireball bait card, but it's very bad as it has very low HP. A lot of cards that can do spawn damage or just spells in general take it out very easily. It's barely used in fireball bait, and fireball bait's just not that good right now. Hog Rider, another win condition at B tier. Cannon's always in the meta, so it counters Hog Rider very well, but the Earthquake, so it's like a back and forth. But overall, Hog Rider is counterable, and it's not as bad as mid-layer players may say out to be. It's like Royal Giant in the way that most players do have a building in their deck, so they can usually just over counter it or like have Evo barbs to counter Hog Rider. Valkyrie without the Evo C tier because it's like doesn't do much. Valkyrie is 4 elixir compared to Knight, which is 3 elixir. That's why Knight's in B tier, Valkyrie's in C tier. Without the defensive capability of the Tornado on the Evo, it's really just not that good. It doesn't really have it works in bait, but really you see the Evo. So regular card Knight is over the Valkyrie. And then rework Goblin Head. I'm not putting it high. I'm not going to put it like, no, it's a nerfable card, S tier. No, D tier. I think it can be used in replacement of Tesla, possibly, but it's a good idea for the card. It's just not a great. I think it would be very defensive, as you need to like place a tank in front of it so you get enough Spirit Goblins, but then they just spell it down, so it's like not the best, not the worst. I think it could work in some decks, niche decks, but without anything really else saying people wanted to use it, it's not that good. Fireball. Yeah, I'm keeping it up with arrows. It's always in the meta. Hasn't really been nerfed that much besides Crown Tower damage. It's not a card that we should nerf because it keeps a lot of fireballies in check, and it helps just it's in a lot of decks. It's in Hog 2.6, obviously. I don't remember what other decks it's in, but it's a classic card, one of the first cards you get in the game. Really helps you at the beginning. Does a lot. Blah, 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 blah. Wizard, F tier. Wizard without the evolution is very bad, obviously, but recently the Evo has been getting worse because all the newer evolutions added to the game, like the Executioner or the Witch, it just like made it so the Wizard's just unviable again because the shield overall doesn't help it. So Wizard's in F tier. It did get a little health buff, so it can survive the poison, but it doesn't work because it's just 5 elixir. Inferno Tower, C tier, works in long bait, works just to whittle down on tanks. It's really susceptible to like stun cards, but also swarm cards. That's why it's not really always the best card, but it's just decent. Hoggies go in A tier. Very good win condition. Like, it has a lot of HP, and if you had, like, it's always really paired with Earthquake Earthquake. So it just takes a lot out of you. If you don't have a building, you're cooked. It has enough HP to just get a lot of chip damage on you, and just like, it's very good. It's better than Hog Rider in the meta right now because it can just do split lane pressure. I think it could work in Raw Recruits Hoggies. That's annoying. You literally just barely can defend that if you have a good defense deck. Giant, also in A tier, pretty good win condition, works in Giant Graveyard, works in Giant Double Prince every once in a while when it's in the meta. But Giant Graveyard is going to be a lot more popular this season due to the increase of Witch usage and the Witch Evo. So overall, Giant's probably going to be an A tier card. Then one of our last Elixir Pump D tier. Ever since its rework, more so a nerf this year, I think, it just made the card a little bit less usable. It does work in that Boss Bandit Bridge Spam deck, but overall the Elixir Pump is not really that viable outside of that, so it's not that versatile. It doesn't have an evolution. It's a 6 elixir building, takes a lot. You have to be committed to it, and also you have to have something to bait out big spells so that the building can get the value, because it takes a long time to get the elixir from the elixir collector. Rocket, B tier, decent spell. It does have a small radius, but it does do a lot of damage. It's usually used in log bait or any high damage for a cycle deck. Hog Executioner also has Rocket, because it's Rocket Tornado. Yeah, that Rocket Tornado is kind of busted. 7 times elixir with Rocket Tornado. Oh my gosh, that takes so much. But besides that, moving on to the Barb Hut. Don't need to explain that. Same like the Furnace, just spell done. 3 Musketeers, F tier. Last one, because it's like spell done. Same with all the other spawners, same with the wizards, same with the basically all the cards down there. Yeah, that's basically all for today. Here's the updated tier list. The only card right now that is in nerf territory, I would say, is the Goblin Gang. The rest of the cards are either cycle cards, spells, very good win conditions, or the cannon in A tier. In B tier, we have very good cycle cards, win conditions, and support troops and spells. C tier is more so all the support troops and possible healthy cards in the meta. D tier is not really that healthy, very niche. And F tier, not usable. Besides that, I'll see you tomorrow when I rank all the epic cards in the game.